kids, where are you? It's time for all the art to tell stories.
Mia lived in the quiet village of Willowshade, nestled between lush green hills and a shimmering river. Though the village was peaceful, Mia's heart yearned for adventure. She spent her days with a tattered notebook, filling its pages with stories about brave heroes, magical kingdoms, and daring quests. One rainy afternoon, while exploring her grandmother's dusty attic, Mia found an ornate box tucked beneath old books. Inside was a quill unlike any she'd seen before. Its feather shimmered with colors that shifted as she held it, and its tip seemed to glisten with ink, though she hadn't dipped it into a well. Intrigued, Mia brought the quill to her desk. As soon as she touched it to a blank page, the words seemed to flow effortlessly, as if the quill was guiding her hand. She wrote about a field of blooming flowers, and suddenly the room filled with their sweet scent. Startled, Mia turned to her window and saw a patch of flowers sprouting in her yard, exactly as she'd imagined. "It's magic," she whispered. Over the next few days, Mia tested the quill's abilities, writing about a rainbow and a talking cat, both of which came to life. But the quill had its quirks. If Mia grew distracted or careless, her creations would become unpredictable. Once, while trying to write about a gentle rain shower, she accidentally summoned a deluge that flooded her backyard. "I'll have to be careful," she decided. One evening, the village elder gathered everyone in the square. His face was grave as he pointed toward the distant horizon, where dark clouds churned ominously. "A great storm is coming," he warned. "It will flood the river and destroy our crops. We must prepare." The villagers scrambled to secure their homes and belongings, but Mia knew their efforts wouldn't be enough. The storm was too powerful. As she lay awake that night, clutching the quill, an idea formed in her mind. "Maybe I can write a story to protect the village," she thought. Mia spent the entire next day writing. She crafted a tale about a protective barrier made of shimmering light that surrounded Willowshade, shielding it from the storm's fury. The barrier would be powered by the courage and unity of the villagers. But as she wrote, she hesitated. "What if I get it wrong?" she worried. "What if the barrier fails or something goes wrong?" Her fears nearly stopped her, but Whiskers, still talkative from her earlier story, reminded her, "Your stories have heart, Mia. That's what makes them powerful." Encouraged, Mia finished her tale just as the first drops of rain began to fall. As Mia wrote the final word, a beam of golden light shot up from her notebook and spread across the village. The barrier shimmered like a giant dome, glowing warmly even as the storm intensified. The villagers gathered in awe, their fears momentarily replaced by hope. "Did you do this, Mia?" her mother asked, her voice trembling. Mia nodded, holding up the quill. "I used this to write a story that would protect us." The elder approached, his eyes wide. "Your gift is extraordinary, child. But will the barrier hold?" "It will," Mia said, though her hands trembled. "As long as we believe in it." The storm raged for hours, battering the barrier with howling winds and torrential rain. At times, the barrier flickered. Mia felt a tug at her heart, as if the quill's magic were connected to her own emotions. The villagers worked together, shoring up weak spots and comforting one another. Mia realized that the unity she had written into her story was coming to life, strengthening the barrier. But then, disaster struck. A massive bolt of lightning cracked across the sky, hitting the barrier directly. The golden light dimmed, and a loud rumble echoed through the village. Mia clutched the quill desperately. "It's not enough," she whispered. Mia ran to the village square where everyone had gathered. "The barrier is weakening," she cried. "But we can make it stronger if we work together. I need all of you to believe in the story I've written." The villagers joined hands, forming a circle around Mia. They began to chant words of encouragement, their voices rising above the storm. Mia closed her eyes and wrote a new chapter, her hands steady despite the chaos. She wrote about the villagers' bravery and their unbreakable bond, weaving their collective hope into the barrier's magic. As she finished, the barrier flared brighter than ever, repelling the storm with a brilliant burst of light. By morning, the storm had passed. The barrier dissolved, leaving the village untouched. The river remained within its banks. The crops were intact, and the homes were safe. The villagers cheered and hugged one another, grateful for their survival. Mia, exhausted but elated, stood with the quill in her hand. She realized that her gift wasn't just about creating magic. It was about inspiring others to believe in themselves and each other. Epilogue: A storyteller's legacy. Word of Mia's magical quill spread, and travelers came from far and wide to see the girl who had saved her village. But Mia remained humble, using her gifts sparingly and always with care. She began teaching others to write their own stories. Mia reminded them that words had the power to change the world, even without magic. And every time a storm gathered on the horizon, the villagers of Willowshade remembered the girl who had turned her imagination into a shield of hope, proving that the greatest magic comes from the heart. If you like our stories, please like, subscribe, and turn on the little bell so you won't miss exciting stories every day. You are also welcome to share it with family and friends to listen to the story together. Love you.